morning and welcome to day 5 of the Great Norfolk Broads Adventure 5. How are we this morning? Yes. Well, what can I say? Good morning! Aye, right, okay, you can probably see I'm kind of up and at 'em. I've been up for a wee while. I've just had a very, very lazy, sort of uneventful, relaxing morning. Unfortunately, the weather has once again taken a turn for the worst. It's dull, it's wet, it's very breezy, and it's going to be interesting because the wind is blowing me off the bank almost like straight on, but I think the tide is coming in. So I've got a strong wind blowing my front that way, and I've got a tide wanting to push my rear end out that way. I don't have posts, I've got mooring rings, so yeah, this is going to be fun trying to leave. The boat in front tried to leave and invariably they ended up hitting my bow. So yeah. Yeah, it's going to be fun and games trying to leave the mooring. The time's actually 9 o'clock. Like I say, I've been up for a few hours, but I've just had a really sort of relaxing morning this morning. It's turning into a very sedate sort of just pottering around type of adventure. I've not really, you know, I'm just sort of doing little short little cruises, just a wee bit here, a wee bit there. So yeah, it's I mean, it's probably more weather related, I think. You know, if the weather had been a bit nicer, you know, might have been a wee bit more motivated to go and go places and, you know, do more things. But, you know, horrendous weather over the weekend, you know, a nice day yesterday, pretty bad day today, so yeah, it's just turning into quite a sedate wee sort of weekend. I know I didn't come back last night after the bridge, which I must say, it was, once again, it was fantastic. It was a really, really good meal. Only had a couple of pints of, I think it was called Lupus from a Wolf brewery, and it was quite strong, but it was really, really nice. But once again, I don't know what it was. I mean, yesterday I just sort of, you know, by the time I got in and moored up, you know, it was just chilling, just totally relaxing, you know. I just like, oh man, you know, yesterday was like a right proper lovely cruising day, and you know, I was just, oh, so chilled. And but yeah, the bridge inn, I ended up having tempura prawns as a starter, which was beautifully cooked. And then the main course was a cannelloni. Now the cannelloni was actually a lot larger than I expected, because it just said cannelloni with salad and garlic bread, and I thought, well, that's not really that much, is it? So I'll maybe get a wee basket of chips, you know, because with salad you come with chips, why not get some chips for the cannelloni? And yeah, invariably what happened was that the cannelloni was actually really nice. I mean, really nice. It was just cheesy and full of sauce and meat and pasta, and oh, and it was huge, and it was piping hot. You know, I had a huge salad, lovely bits of properly soft and juicy garlic bread. You know, it wasn't overdone, and the chips. Now, I've got to give a shout out to the chips, which is a bit of an odd thing, because I mean you can get chips with anything, you know. I mean, it's just like, oh well, chips are chips, you know, and half the time it's just like sort of oven chips, you know. But these were not oven chips. These were home cooked chips. They were thick, you know, and they were cooked to perfection. They were just fried enough, just to, or cooked enough, just to give a crunchy sort of outside, and yet the potato inside was still soft and juicy. And I'm telling you, okay, they were the best chips I ever had, you know. And I shouldn't have had the chips because the main course was actually big enough on its own, but I'm so glad I got the chips because they were gorgeous. And it's the small things like that that really make a difference, you know. Because like I say, I mean, you just think, oh, chips are chips, you know, just an accompaniment, but sometimes when you get the small things right, they really make a difference to your meal. And last night, the chips really made a hell of a difference to the meal. They were fantastic. So yes, I'm glad I actually decided to stop over here. I know I've been to the bridge in a couple of times, but I mean, it does have a reputation, and the reputation is deserved. It was a wonderful wee place to go. And if you ever get moored, well, obviously there's moorings outside the place, but if you can't get moored outside, you just go under the bridge, and on the right hand side of the river, opposite Pedro's, there's 3 moorings there, and it's just only like a 5-minute walk, you know. But the bridge in at Acle, very, very good, highly recommended. So yes, I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to go or what I'm going to do. I'm just going to, I've not even sort of showered, I've just splashed some water on my face. I've had a couple of cups of coffee, and I'm just, I was kind of hoping that the wind might die down a wee bit, but it's not, it's just getting stronger. So I think it's going to be another short cruise, and I'm staying up in the north. I've kind of decided I'm giving up on going south. It's just not working the way I would have liked to have planned it, you know, to go down there, and there's not really enough time to really sort of relax and fully enjoy a couple of places in the south. So I'm going to stay up in the north on this adventure, but hopefully you'll still enjoy it. So yes, that's me. I'm just going to get myself organised, get myself fired up. I'm going to get fired up the engine, and just head off and see where the day takes us. It's going to be interesting leaving this mooring. I'm not quite sure how I'd do it. You know, if the tide's going out, I should release the bow first, because the tide pushing the rear would want to swing the rear out. But that's a strong wind blowing this way, and the guy in front did that. Like I say, he ended up hitting me. That's actually 3 times on this adventure I've been hit. Never been hit before, but this adventure hit 3 times so far. But yes, basically what happened with him is he did what you should do, kind of. Let the bow out, and he was in a 45-footer flybridge thing, you know, but the whole thing just went like that, and the boat just came down and tapped onto my bow, you know, and it stayed there. They'd actually used me, if you like, as an anchor while they took care of the stern rope. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking, although it's a bit wrong, maybe I should do my rear first with that wind. I don't know. I'll check the ropes when I go out. But yes, anyway, so I'm going to go get myself organised, get off down the river, see where the day takes us, and yeah, let's start the day 5 of the adventure and see what delights we can enjoy today. So until I've got something else to update you with, I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now. Cheers. just a little update for you. Yes, what is the time? The time is currently just about 10:05, so it's still very early and I've not very long left, you know, but it's definitely not a nice day. Coming up the view there, I said the tide was going out, but actually, I mean, low tide was this morning, so theoretically the tide was should have been actually coming in, and yet all indications on the water was that it was going out, you know, with all the wee sort of floats and things. But yeah, so I don't really know what was going on with the tide or the current, but I do know that coming up the lower view there from Acle, the tide was going towards me, according to the river, but the wind was behind me and it was causing quite a wee bit of waves. Yeah, but thankfully I was going with the waves, so there was no crashing and no spraying and no sort of fun, if you like. Just quite an actual smooth, sedate pace actually, going up. And I'm going to knock off a few waves here because what in front is going just a little bit slow. He's taking a very sedate pace. Everything's going well, you know. Despite the weather, I am actually enjoying the cruise. But I'm just passing St Benet's Abbey there, and catching a bit of a crosswind here. Yeah, I was just passing St Benet's Abbey there, and I don't know, it was just hold on a wee second, what I'm going to do. And I'm actually tempted to just sort of spin around, moor up and go for a wee wander in there, because I mean I did mention last year about my sort of experience at St Benet's, and I haven't actually been back yet to actually check out that sort of that woman, if you like, in the brickwork. So yeah, I am actually tempted to go back and have a bit of a look, but I don't think I will. Not today. The weather is not conducive to motivate me to go out and about for a wee wander. I'm sorry, you know, but you know, it's when it's windy and chilly and dull, you know, you just don't get much motivation for me to go out and about. I'm definitely more of a warm, sunshiny type person, definitely. but yeah, I mean, it's continuing to be a nice cruise despite the weather, and I have decided where I'm going to go. Okay, and this guy in front is really slowed right the way down here. He's taking a very sedate pace. But yeah, I know where I'm going to go today. And I've decided I'm going to go up the River Ant today. Because let's face it, the River Ant, it's a beautiful wee river. You know, it's sort of tight, twisty, picturesque. All the leaves will be coming out in the trees, so it'll be a lovely wee cruise up. Maybe not the best weather, so it'll no look at it its best, but there'll be some beauty about it nonetheless. And if you can't really come to the Broads, can you, and not go for at least a small sedate pace up the River Ant. So yeah, I'm going to go up the River Ant, have a wee wander, enjoy the River Ant, see what's what, and take a nice wee cruise up there, and see where I go from there. Not entirely sure about mooring. Obviously it's going to be a very short day if I end up just sort of spending the night somewhere on the Ant. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. You know, I'll maybe go up to Stow. Maybe I'll go up to Dillon. Theoretically, I could go. I've never been up to Dillon. And in this boat, I should be able to get up to Dillon quite easily because there's a low bridge there, you know, and I should be able to slip under it, no problems. But once again, I don't know. It's turning into a far more relaxing paced holiday than I usually have. Definitely. I'm a wee bit sort of at odds at it slightly because it's not usually my usual. I mean, I have my short days, but I always like to have my long days, you know. But no, it's turning into one of these just sort of, just a wee plutter here and a wee plutter there, you know. Short days, spend up, you know, just enjoy the peace and the tranquility of the days wherever I end up. So yeah, that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go for a wee wander up the River Ant and see what's up there. And the good advantage about being in a low air draft boat is I don't even need to worry at all about Ludden Bridge. And I really don't need to worry about Ludden Bridge because, I mean, the air draft on this thing is only 6'7". You know, I'm going to get under Ludden Bridge without a problem, you know, even despite, you know, all the wind and the rain and what have you, you know, that's not going to be a problem. So, yeah. So, that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go up the River Ant and we'll take a wee look and we'll take a wee wander and we'll see where we go from there. No idea. If I'm going to go how far up the River Ant, if I'm going to go up to Stalham, have a wee wander in Stalham, maybe get a Chinese takeaway tonight. I'm sure there's a Chinese somewhere in Stalham. Or if I'm just going to, I don't know, stop maybe go up to Dilham, you know, Sutton, oh no, wait a minute, the Sutton Staithe Hotel, you know, that warranted further investigation for their dinners, actually. So I could maybe go to Sutton, you know. I could, God forbid, that there's plenty of lovely wild moorings on the River Ant, and there's one in particular that I've always wanted to moor at, but never ever can get in. It's a wee sort of cut-off, I can't remember what they call it. But it's a wee sort of cut-off, and then you moor up there, it's just enough space for one boat, you know. I could feel it if I get a chance I could moor up there and oh my god, took on board, woo, poisoning myself. But yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing. I know it's going to be another short day, you know. It's just not much happening on this adventure at all, but yeah, oh well, never mind. Even the animals aren't really doing much. I mean, they're all lying down and just sort of sitting in the grass, you know. The geese aren't moving, the swans are saying, bugger, they're going for a flight in this pal, you know. I'm staying here on the river, you know. So yeah, so there's not much really happening at all, but yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go for now. That's the plan for the day. The River Ant. No idea if I'm stopping on the River Ant, but we'll see where the day takes us. So until I've got something else to update you with, I shall speak to you soon. So until later, bye for now. Cheers. Okay, just a little wee update for you. It's not been very long since I last spoke to you. It's never going to be very long, you know, it's going to be a short day. But I'm on the River Ant at the moment, and I just wanted to say something, okay? Everybody tells you about the wind. Everybody tells you about the tides. Everybody tells you about the currents and the low bridges and the importance of your air draft, you know, and checking your ropes, you know, when you're mooring up for the night, you know. And everybody loves seeing the swans and the ducks and the geese, you know, and the hawks and the kestrels and the falcons, you know, hunting for their food, you know. And sometimes if you're lucky, you get people sort of, there's a wee sort of biplane that flies around here, well it was last year, and you maybe get some sort of military craft and everything like that, you know. So everybody tells you all the wonderful wee do's and don'ts and be carefuls and what have you of boating on the Broads. But nobody tells you, okay, and I'm gonna tell you, like, this is probably, people are probably gonna go, oh, of course, you know, dafty, you know. But nobody tells you that when it's quite nice weather, right, as it was yesterday, okay, because it was a beautiful day yesterday, it really was, you know, it was warm, it was sunny, blue skies, you know, calm winds, it was fantastic yesterday, you know. So I had my front door open, you know, why wouldn't you know, get a lovely wee breeze and it's lovely. But nobody tells you, right, that when you do that, right, nobody tells you about the blasted flies that get in your boat, you know. I mean, I've no idea where they came from, right? They must have come in from yesterday when I was running with the window open. But there's bloody flies everywhere in this boat this morning, you know, and they're really doing my head in, you know, just flying around there doing flyish things, you know, and it's like, bugger off, you know, you're annoying me, you know. I've had windows open, I've had doors open, I've been trying to chase them out, and, you know, I don't want to swat them, you know, but again, it's the annoying factor is getting to the point where a newspaper is coming out and some swatting is going to start happening, you know. So yeah, it's really annoying, and I've no idea, you know. I mean, I know I say that I bring my sort of little kit, my Broads kit, you know, and it usually consists of a tin opener, some sun cream, a baseball cap, and a torch. That's my sort of little Broads kit. I always bring those four things, you know, with me, because it's surprising just how often, you know, you might never need it, you know, but there'll be that one time and you'll be, I really wish I had it, you know. So that's my sort of Broads kit that I bring with me on every boat, you know. I think I might add a fifth one to that though, okay? Can of bloody Raid or fly spray or whatever it is, you know? Because my god, they are everywhere, you know? Bloody annoying, buzzing little black things that fly around and really sort of, oh, you know, you'd be quite happy there sitting and bopping away to your music. Next minute you go, ah, yeah, fucking get away from me, get away from me. So yeah, if I don't have any success excising them nicely from the boat later, some genocidal madness may overcome me tonight, you know, and I may have to go on a swatting spree just to get rid of the buggers. So there, nobody told me about the flies, okay, ever, you know, I mean, I know this is like my fifth adventure, you know, and I've watched the captain's blog,
I've seen every one of his blogs, you know, and his Facebook videos and what have you, you know, and cooking on the Corsican, and what's the other one? The sailing on board guy. I can't mind his vlog offhand, but there's a guy that does a sort of sailing vlog on the Broads. So yeah, I mean, everybody, you know, goes on about boating on the Broads, and I've seen loads and loads of videos, okay, and they've talked about everything, you know, but nobody's ever mentioned the flies. Well, I'm mentioning the flies, by the way, okay. So if you come here in the spring or the summer and you've got that window open or the roof open or whatever, make sure you bring a bloody good newspaper, because you're gonna need it. I'm declaring war on the flies and bring soda today, you know. Wonderful, wonderful. Anyway, yes, everything's going well. I'm just approaching London, and like I say, it's going to be easily slide under there without a problem. I think I've got about 7.7 air clearance, so, and I'm 6.7, so not a problem whatsoever getting under London Bridge. So yes, I'll go there now. I just wanted to have a little rant about the flies, and yeah, I'll go there now, and as always, if anything happens, I'll keep you updated. So until later. Oh, you can just see me going under the bridge there, can't you? It just suddenly gets dark, you know, and oh, there is light! There is light! So yeah, I'll go there now, and as always, if there's something to update you with later, I'll keep you informed, and I'll speak to you soon. So until later, bye for now. Cheers!
Miles our vagabond wheels clocked up beneath the clouds. They're counting down to showtime, when we do it for real with the crowds. Air miles are owing, but they don't come for free, and they don't give you any for pay. But if it's all for nothing, all the road running has been in vain.
The rim shots come down like cannon fire and thunder off the wall. There's a man in every corner, and each one is given his all. But this is my piper, this is my drum, so you never will hear me complain. And if it's all for nothing, all the road running has been in vain. All the road running, all the road running.
Well, if you're inclined to go up on the wall, it can only be fast and high. And those who don't like the danger soon find something different to try. And when there is only a ring in your ears and an echo down memory lane, then if it's all for nothing, all the road running has been in vain. All the road running, all the road running, all the road running, all the road running. The show's packing up, I sit and watch the carnival leaving town. And there's no pretending I'm not a fool for riding around. singing mild, the vagabond sky clocked up above the clouds. And I'm still your man for the roaming, for as long as there's roaming allowed.
There'll be a rider and there'll be a wall as long as the dreamer remains. And if it's all for nothing, all the road running has been in vain. All the road running, 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 all the road
Okay, just a little wee update for you. I'm still on the River Ant. I'm still cruising up. The rain is on. The wind is still quite stiff and strong. I think I'm going with the current though, if that's possible. I seem to be making quite sort of easy progress up the River Ant. Don't seem to be fighting anything at all. And yes, I just left How Hill there. And I'm just approaching the really picturesque part with all the trees and the leaves that are just starting to bloom, and it really is still a lovely wee part of the river, this, and one of the features of why the River Ant is so beautiful. But even in weather like this. Yes, but I think I've decided what I'm actually going to do. And I think excuse me. I think I'm actually going to go to Neatishead today. It's supposed to be quite sort of breezy, quite strong wind all day today. And I got thinking about it. I got thinking about where I could go and what I could do. And I thought, well, you know, if I go up to Dillam, you know, it's very, very nice up there, you know, and I'm quite sure it is. I've heard Stalham, Sutton Staithe, you know, but you know something? After being at the Lion Inn at Thurne for a couple nights, obviously the owners of the Lion are the same owners of the White Horse at Neatishead, and you know there's been quite a number of hire craft out and about today, and I don't know if I'll get in at Neatishead or not, but I got thinking, I thought, you know, actually, you know, if I can get in at Neatishead, you know, I think I'd like to go back to the White Horse, because I really, really did enjoy the White Horse when I was there. I think it was March last year that I was there, I think. And yeah, you know, I just thought, you know, yeah, it would be nice to go back there, you know, because I know I'm not getting there in August. Absolutely guaranteed I'm not getting in there at August at all. In fact, actually, in August when I'm here, you know, I've never been on the Broads sort of full season, if you like, you know, when it's like sort of proper full-on sort of busy spells. So I'm thinking I will probably actually end up doing quite a lot of sort of wild moorings or out the way type sort of moorings, and places where, you know, I won't really be able to get out for a drink or a meal. You know, I'll probably end up doing a lot of eating on board. You know, I'll need to bring lots of beer and wine with me. You know, because I'm not really expecting to be sampling any of of the delights elsewhere, unless I find these wee sort of out of way places that are not very well known. There's one or two that I've been hearing about, you know, but we'll see. But in August, I'm not really expecting to do much in the way of what you would call it, certainly not gourmet reviews, because I ain't a reviewer, you know. I just like my food and my beer, and I know what I like, you know. So I'm not really expecting to do a lot of eating out in August, unfortunately, you know, because I do know how busy the Broads are during the summer season. And although it's going to be more the end of the summer season, I still think there's going to be a lot of people about, and all the usual moorings are just going to be sort of forget it. So I was thinking, I totally lost track of what I was saying there. Yeah, that's what it was. That's what I was saying. I was thinking to myself that if I can get in at Neatishead, it would be nice, you know, considering how sedate, you know, and calming and relaxing this whole adventure is turning into. I think I will enjoy this relaxation sort of type of serene type, slow, I'll call it. It's a slow adventure, this one. So yeah, and the best way to do that is to enjoy a nice wee moor and a lovely wee stave, because Neatishead stave is lovely. I mean, it's not just approach to it, you know. Okay, it's a bit narrow, you know, and getting into the stave, if you're trying to get into like anywhere other than the front of it, is a wee bit sort of awkward, certainly. But it's a lovely, beautiful, peaceful wee stave. Pitch black at night, so I'm definitely going to be needing my torch later if I stay out there for any length of time. But it's a beautiful wee stave. There's a water point there on either bank of it, you know, so I can have my shower and get dressed, top up my tanks, and there you go, no problems. And of course, it's just a wee short walk down to the village. Nice. Well, it was a very nice restaurant, but pub, I should say. A very nice place to enjoy a lovely meal, you know, good few beers, you know, hopefully catch up with some nice company or whatever, and then just a short walk back to the boat. And if the wind, I mean, the wind's not really going to bother anybody today. I mean, it's strong, you know, but it's not. Actually, it's stiff, but it's not strong, you know. I mean, I think, what was that, Monday was a 45 mile an hour wind. Today it's about a 20 mile an hour wind, so it's not too bad. It's not too bad. But if I can get in on Neatishead, trees either side, big fences, it should be theoretically very, very sheltered, very calm, and very peaceful, and very quiet. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to head up to Neatishead. If I can't get in at Neatishead, I'm not entirely sure where I will then go. I might then start thinking more Sutton, Stalham. I'm not really sure what's up at Dillham. If there is anywhere to actually sample up at Dillham, I might need to go onto my wee sort of Facebook groups and go, help! I want to go to Dillham, but I want to eat out and be fat and overdrink and overeat and, you know, put on all the weight that I lost before I came out on holiday. You know? Yes, I did. I actually dieted before I came out. That's how prepared I am this year, you know. I think it was last year I was coming up the River Ant, and I was mentioning how my trousers were starting to get a bit tight. Well, this year I am prepared. I lost weight before I came with the full intentions of putting it all back on. With all the excess food and drink that I enjoy on the rivers, you know. You know, sometimes my logic even scares me, you know. Don't lose weight because it's for the health benefits and the energy benefits of losing weight. No, you lose weight because you know you're going to be putting it back on. So, oh God, only I could think of things like that. But yes, so that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to head to Nettie's Head. I'm going to try and get it in at Nettie's Head, enjoy a wonderful meal at the White Horse Inn, if I can get in there. If I don't get in there, I'll have to see where I end up from there, you know. I've actually got, I don't know what it is it Brinks Royale? I think it's Brinks Royale. I passed him just shortly after Acle on the way up the River Bure. We were both taking quite a sedate pace, you know, and it was lovely, you know. But I was obviously doing like about 1 or 2 mile an hour more than, not 1 or 2 mile an hour. I was maybe doing about half a mile an hour faster than them, you know. We're both well under the 6 mile an hour speed limit, you know, but I was just going that little bit faster than them. And on the River Bure, very wide and what have you, so yeah, I passed him on the River Bure just shortly after Acle, and I don't know if it's just sheer coincidence that he's going where I'm going. I don't know if he recognises me and is looking for a pint to join me for a pint whenever I go, or I don't know if he was so incensed that I overtook him that he's in the course of river rage at 4 miles an hour and he will not go do what he wants to do until he passes me again. Probably not, I'm just having a bit of laugh about that. But anyway, if whoever, I think it's Brinks Royale, if that is you behind me, you know, it was, I'm just having a bit of a giggle, you know. But if it is you that's behind me and you do want a pint, you'll have, I don't know if you'll end up where I am, but I mean, if you ever do see me, just chase me down and say, "Hi, get into the pub right now, I want a pint with you." He problems, mate. Absolutely, you know. I mean, that's the thing, you know. I mean, I know I'm out on holiday and everything like that, you know, and usually when I come back to the boat, you know, I just sort of, that's me for the night, you know, and I'm just sort of all organised for, I'm not really going back out again. But that doesn't stop people, you know. I mean, honestly, if you just want to chat the door and say, "Hi, Admiral, Russell, how you doing?" You know, listen, I don't mean, you know, don't mean to disturb you, but if you want to come out, you know, join me for a pint, you know, then I'll say, half the time, you know, if I'm not doing anything, I'll say, sure, no problems, you know, let me just get myself organised and I'll see you out there in 10 minutes. I mean, I think that's what actually happened on Sunday night. There I was, mid-dark side, you know, just chatting away to you, and Steve and Jenny Porter, you know, just sort of walked on by, you know, won the wine, which was coincidence, by the way. It was sheer coincidence that it just happened to win twice in a row, but that's the rules, you know. Yeah, I was just chatting away to them and they said, you know, you want to come and have a pint with us? And I was like, oh, fine, no problem. Let me just finish babbling and looking up to the camera, and I'll meet you there in 10 minutes. And it was a great night. It was a fantastic night, you know. I was a bit there a bit longer than a pint, you know, but it was brilliant, you know. I went there, I had a chat, you know, I had a good company, you know, good catch up, you know, enjoyed a couple of beers, you know, and yeah, it was fantastic. So yeah, I mean, if you ever see me out on the rivers, you know, I mean, seriously, you know, chat the door, you know, invite me out for a pint, you know, it's no problems. Half the time, if I'm not doing anything, I'm quite happily, you know. You know, because when I'm back home, obviously I do a lot of hours, you know, because I mean, boating on the Broads, it's a wee bit expensive, you know. I mean, you can do it cheaply, you know, but there's no doubt about it. Okay, it is a bit of an expensive holiday, just getting a nice boat, you know. And I have discovered that if you want to do YouTube videos, that can be quite expensive as well. You know, So I mean, I do a lot of hours and everything like that, you know, and I don't really get a great chance to sort of socialise and go out and meet people when I'm up back home working. Hence the reason probably why I'm still single. I'm just an antisocial drunken fart. Well, I'm not even drunk up the road. That's the worst of it. I can't drink because I drive for a living, you know. So I'm an antisocial sober idiot. So yeah. Anytime I come back down to the Broads, it's my chance to sort of let my hair down and enjoy myself, meet new people. And actually just sort of socialise a wee bit more. So yeah, please, if ever you're sort of out and about and you see me on the rivers and you fancy a pint with drunk Scot, chat the door, you know, say hi, how you doing, you know. Invite yourself in for a coffee, you know. Invite me out for a pint, you know. If I'm not doing anything, happy as Larry, because I do like to meet people. I'm a bit shy in person, you know. I'm not usually quite as exuberant as I am on camera. You know, it takes me a wee while to sort of get used to people. But yeah, I mean, by all means, you know, I do like to meet people and have a good chat and everything. So yeah. So that's all I'm going to say about that, you know. Feel free to just chat the door and say how you doing anytime, you know. Anyway, I've just been passing Ørsted there. Lovely wee place, and there's a house there actually. I don't know if you saw it because I've got the camera going at the moment on the front of the boat. There's a house there that has actually been worked on last year. I don't know if it's that house or the house behind it, but there's a sale sign and it's sold, and it's like, oh, that would have been a really lovely house. That would have been a really expensive house as well, but really lovely. Ørsted's such a lovely place, though, isn't it? You know, it's quite a small wee sort of stretch of the river there, but really lovely nonetheless. Really lovely nonetheless. Anyway, I'm babbling a load of rubbish once again. That's me. I'm just leaving Ørsted. I'm about to hit Barton Broad. Barton Broad in this wind, it could be an interesting experience. I don't think there'll be a lot of sort of wavy action going on though with it. I might actually. I don't think there's any sort of wavy action going on. If there is, I might go for a wee play on Barton Broad. You know, that might be a bit of fun. But yeah, I'm approaching Barton Broad, and at which point I'll be turning left toward, I think is it Gaystad that way? I'm trying to do this entire adventure without looking at the map once, so I'm probably getting places and names and rivers and everything like that wrong, you know, but you know, you might be coming here quite a lot if what's going on here? If sorry, I'm just seeing a lot of marker buoys, and I don't know if that section of the river is closed or not. Oh well, we'll go up and take a look. But yes, what was I saying? Yeah, I'm trying to do this this whole adventure without looking at the map, you know. But yeah, I think I've got to go here and I turn left, and I think it's towards Gaystad, and then it just sort of splits again, and then you can go right up into this really narrow wee sort of dike wee thing, you know. And near the end of that, that's where Neatishead is, just up there. So yeah. And that's where we're going to go, and we'll see if Brink Royale follows me. And if he's going to Neatishead as well. I might get a wee bit worried if he does follow me. I'll be like, oh my god, what is he doing? You know, I'm being stalked, I'm in trouble, you know. Actually, Barton Broad looks like it might actually be a wee bit fun out of the Broad, you know. It could be a wee bit sort of wavy, very, very broad expanse of water. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go for now. Get myself sorted out and get down to Nettie's Head, take a wee look, see what it's like. Yeah, until I've got something else to update you with, I will speak to you soon. So until later, bye for now. Cheers. Okay, just a little update for you. I'm here, I'm at Neatishead. Got in, no problems at all. There's only two other boats here at the moment. There's it looks to be like one of these Alpha Craft 4 flybridge type it's one of the flybridge boats. He's down at the very back. And then just as I was pulling in, actually, also Brink Sonnet number 1 actually was trying to get in as well. So there's actually 2 Brink Sonnet here. And, well, there's just so there's a wee private boat coming in here just now, and it's called the Red October. Oh, I love that
the, you know, just obviously after the Sean Connery and Alec Baldwin film, The Hunt for Red October. So yes, that's a lovely wee name for a boat, Red October. I like that. You know, that appeals to my sense of movie, sense of humour. Yes, definitely. So yes, I'm here. I'm at Neatishead. I made it just in time. The wind actually started picking up a bit. The rain's actually started coming down quite heavily now as well. So looks like I managed to get here just in time before the sort of the bad weather sort of started and everything. Got the kettle on, put the heating on because it's starting to sort of get a bit chilly as well. Yeah, I'm going to go and have a shower, freshen up, get a wee bit organised, top up my water tanks, and that'll be me for the day. You know, a nice, relaxing, peaceful, calm evening in a lovely wee quiet little stave up here at Neatishead. And it really is the approach down Neatishead Dyke, you know, it really is very, very lovely indeed. It's quite narrow, it's obviously very slow, but at this time of the year all the greenery is coming back. They did a lot of cutting on one bank last year, which didn't make it look too good, but that's starting to overgrown. There's another lovely house for sale down here as well, with its own wee sort of dike, you know, mooring point, you know. Very, very nice. I had a wee look there. It'll also be very, very expensive, I'll bet, but I might disappear onto the internet and out of curiosity, just to see, exactly what I can't afford. But yes, I do like this little stave here. It is a bit busy, it is a bit narrow, it's a bit awkward. I don't know if you can see the red October there, you know, it's difficult coming in. You always have to sort of back into it. And obviously when you've got boats on either side, it's a very narrow channel up the centre. There is water points on either side though, so you can get water here, no problems, regardless of where you do moor. But it's also very dark, there's no lighting at all here, so definitely if you're coming in after sunset, you know, just a little torch to light your way, because it does get very, very, very dark here. But it's lovely, it's peaceful, it's quiet, you know. I always try to moor up here at the entrance to it. No other reason than it's just easier leaving, you know. Because obviously if you go on, the further down you moor, you know, the more boats come in, you know, it gets a wee bit sort of tight, and trying to get out or even trying to get in to a space down there is not easy at all, especially if you're just by yourself, you know. If there'd been maybe half a dozen boats here, well, there's actually 4 here. Maybe if there'd been maybe about half a dozen boats, just over, maybe 6, 8 boats here, I don't think I would have actually attempted to have tried to get in here, because like I say, it can be a wee bit of a nightmare getting in or getting out, which is why if there's always a space at the front of the stay, I always try to grab the stay, just easier, untie your ropes and away, you know. But anyway, so yes, that's where I am at the moment. I've had little Tiberius here. He's been sitting there at the window watching the world go by. He's been most unimpressed with the weather today, but lovely little wee Tiberius watching the world go by. So yes, he's been quite happily enjoying some of the scenery. He's not too happy about the weather, especially how windy it's been. But yes, I definitely got here in time, because it is now chucking it down, absolutely chucking it. So yes, that was good timing. It's obviously too early. It's been a very what, about two and a half hour cruise. Just sedate, just taking my time, and getting up here. So yes, that's me for the day. You know. So I'm gonna go for now.
I'm obviously not, it's a wee bit early yet. It's, what is the time? Hold on. It's not even 12 o'clock yet. So it's a bit early to go out and about, so it'll give me a chance to get myself organised and sorted. And then out for a nice meal. So obviously I tried to come back and say a little something later, even after I say this is the end of day whatever, but sometimes I don't actually get back, you know. It's by the time I get back, you know, just like, no, I'm chilling, I'm relaxing, you know. Sometimes I don't make it quite to the dark side, and the dark side only happens in a certain frame of mind, and if I don't manage to get there, then obviously the dark side just doesn't happen, because it's just me just rambling as normal. I have to be pissed and all to get, well, not pissed, but I have to be tipsy in order to go to the dark side, otherwise it just doesn't work. So yes, and obviously last night I only had a couple of pints in the bridge end, so yeah. I will say this is the end of day 5 of the Great Norfolk Broads Adventure 5. But I might be back later, I don't know. I'll have to wait and see just exactly how long I'm out and about and what have you. So yeah, if I'm not back later, I will see you tomorrow. Day 6, that's the adventure almost over as well, isn't it? And, wow. You know, it's, I've not really done much or gone much places, but it's still going too fast. It's going too fast. You know, it's supposed to, I mean, it's been calm and relaxing and everything like that, but it's going too fast. I can't believe this is the end of day 5. Day 5, no, I can't believe it. Oh, and it looks like I actually just timed it very, very well, because here comes Brink's Jazz. So yes, very, very, looks like Nettie's head gets busy very early on, which is why I was quite glad I came up here and didn't go play on Barton Broad like I was going to, because it did get a wee bit wavy, and I was like, ooh, this could be fun. Oh, no. So anyway, I'm going to go for now. If you have been watching day 5 of the Great Norfolk Broads Adventure 5, thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed it. I know it's not the usual sort of mischievous mischief that I get up to, but I hope you've enjoyed it nonetheless, and I will see you tomorrow at day 6 of the Great Norfolk Broads Adventure 5, unless of course I nip back later, which I might do, because last time I was in there I did enjoy it very much. So we'll wait and see how things go. But until then, I'll call it a day here. It's been wonderful. I have enjoyed it, despite the horrible weather again. It's supposed to clear up for the rest of the week, and ironically it's supposed to get gorgeous at the weekend, you know, just when I'm heading back. Just the way it goes sometimes, isn't it? Right, I'm gonna go now. If you have been watching, thank you. I might be back. If not, I'll see you tomorrow at day 6. So until later, I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now. Cheers. Good evening, people. How are we doing this evening? I'm back. Yes, I am. I'm back, and I'm back after a wonderful, wonderful, glorious, and most enjoyable afternoon's lunch and dinner at the White Horse in Nettie's Head. Yes, that's where I am. I'm at Nettie's Head, and it's not my fault. It's not, honestly. Okay, it's little Tiberius here. Okay, he is the one responsible for tonight's frame of mind. You know, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be back. You know, but little Tiberius, a wee bugger. I tell you, he's getting as bad as me. Hey, Yeah. Oh God. Hiya, how you doing? You alright? Right, oh God. Oh, right, aye, I'm back, and let me say, right, that one of the reasons I decided to come up to Netishead, right, was all day. It's not beeped all day. Oh, fucking hell. Right, okay, right, aye, what I was saying was that before I was rudely interrupted by my various electronic devices, is that one of the reasons that I kind of, I mean, there was a couple of reasons, but that I ended up here, okay, which I've mentioned already, but one of the other things that was going through my mind was that since I had such a wonderful time down at the Lion Inn on Thurne Dyke at the start of the adventure, one of the things that had been playing on my mind was that if the Lion Inn is now owned by the same people that have got the White Horse at Netishead, which place would I prefer to go to if given the choice? The White Horse or the Lion's Inn? You know, and it's a difficult choice, you know, but in the interests of research, right, I decided it was only fair, just and right to sacrifice myself on the altar of expanding blubberiness, blubber, and the expanding fatness of my frontier. You know, to find that out for you lovely people, so that you would be able to know and you would be able to assess which is best for you. Well, I don't know what's best for you, but I can only tell you what's best for me, okay? So here it goes. Here's my sort of report of the White Horse at Netishead in comparison to the Lion Inn on Thurne Dyke, right? And this may take a wee while. I might need to actually sit down. Hold on a wee second. Right. I'm eating too much. I really am. I'm not giving a fuck. Right. Okay. Right. Here we go. Right. The White Horse Inn at Netishead. Let's get this off the bat, okay? Straight away, okay? The White Horse Inn at Netishead is fantastic. Bloody brilliant. You know, the food is fantastic, the beer is great, the staff are friendly, you know. Honestly, it's so difficult to come down to the choice of which is the better one. And if I was judging it merely on the food or the beer alone, it's almost impossible. Take your pick. Whichever place is nearer, both are fantastic. Okay? I would say that the beer is great, okay, no doubt about it. If you enjoy cask conditioned real ale, either place fantastic. The Lion Inn has a bit more selection on the beer. Both places, I've never tasted them personally, but both places pride themselves on their gin selection. The Lion Inn also has a good selection of ciders, like real ale type ciders if you like,
I don't know if I don't think the White Horse has that. The White Horse has a better menu though. Has got the better menu, more variety, better choice, and obviously the Stave and Neatishead, I would have to say, although smaller and more difficult to get in if it's sort of busier, is a nicer Stave to stay the night. More sheltered, more picturesque, you know, darker, quieter, you know, than Thurne Dyke. Staff are friendly. Right, okay, here's the difference though, right? Here's the difference, right? The atmosphere, okay, let me talk about the atmosphere. The atmosphere at White Horse has more of a gourmet pub type of gastro food type of feel to it, you know. It's very welcoming, you know, but it's much more of a pub foodie type place, you know. It's I'm just trying to think how I can describe, you know, if you've ever been to the Bridge Inn at Acle, now I was there last night and the Bridge Inn was fantastic, okay. The White Horse Inn is more that type of establishment, you know. It's more, you know, you go there for good food, good beer, you know, you chat with everybody, you know, in your party or whatever, and then you leave, you know. You'll love it, you'll enjoy it, you'll go back, you know, but it's more all about the food. The Lion Inn at Thorndyke, that tends to be a bit more, atmospherically wise, a bit more homely, a bit more warmer, you know. The menu is less, but the choice of beers and ciders greater. They've got an open wood burning fire, you know. Obviously not during so much in the summer, but in the winter or the colder nights, you know, I mean, the fire is just so homely, you know. You get that sort of welcoming smell of a wood burning fire. It's just what, you know, it's more atmospheric, you know, it's more welcoming in the Lion. Yeah, you know, so it's a, if you're looking for a more atmospheric place with a good drink, I would say the Lion. If you're looking for good food with a larger menu or a greater selection of choice, I would go White Horse and Neatishead. I mean, what did I have tonight? I had calamari to start with a lime chili dip. Very nice starter, very nice, you know. And the dip was a bit, it had a bit of a kick to it, let's put it that way. I was glad I had a beer beside me. Then I had a pork and apple burger with black pudding and brie cheese, and that came with salad and chips. And I've got to say, the pork and apple burger, fucking gorgeous, absolutely wonderful, really, it was really good. And then after that I had
a jam sponge pudding with ice cream. Or you can have it with cream or custard if you want, but I just had ice cream. I'm not really a cream or a custard person. And that was actually quite large. Don't know why I thought it would come cold, but it came hot. And man, oh, it was good. It was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed that, you know. And I had a few pints of the wherry, which I have had before, and I've got to admit, it's not very strong, but you're all over the place. Calm down. Calm down. Hold. Focus. Focus. You with me? I had a few pints of the wherry, and although it's not very strong, you know, I mean that lupus from the Wolf Brewery, I mean that was really strong last night. But the wherry isn't very strong, but it's very tasty, very drinkable. So I had a few pints of that. Tiberius got up to a little mischief as well. I've been taking photos on my phone of him and about, but I don't know if I'll be sort of able to post them on the videos, but maybe I'll sort something out in future episodes. But anyway, so yeah, it was a really good meal, but it's difficult to choose because Atmospherics Lion menu choice or White Horse, both are good. So what do you choose? You know, what is the one thing that you can choose between the two that would clinch this is the better place to visit? You know? And I was actually struggling with this. I was struggling. I was sitting there, you know, enjoying my afternoon, you know, enjoying the beer, or two, maybe three, okay, 4, or whatever. And I was actually struggling to determine what is the one thing that you could separate the two from. And I decided to go back to the whole bridging at Acle thing that I had last night. And I've narrowed it down to the chips. Yes, once again, it's the chips. The chips are the cincher. Okay? Now, maybe it was just the meal I had up here compared, you know, the burger and chips up here compared to the red mill steamed fish and chips down at the Lion. But the chips with the burger up here were French fries. Okay, French fries as in basically frozen chips shoved in and cooked off. Now they were cooked very, very well. There was nothing wrong with them, absolutely nothing wrong with them. You know, they were tasty, you know, they were crunchy but not too crunchy, you know, and they complemented the burger very well, and they were all very well cooked. And I would highly recommend the burger, and I would highly recommend the French fries. You know, I don't even make French fries that good, you know, even out of a bloody frozen packet. But, and once again I emphasise, this could just be because of the type of red mill steamed fish that I had at the Lion, but the chips down there were hand cut and cooked chips, thick cut chips, you know, they were like homemade chips if you like, you know. And so much nicer, so much sort of crunchier yet softer and juicier than the chips that you got up here. Does that make any sense? Does it? Oh, I'm all over the place. I'm absolutely bloody exhausted, by the way. Bloody hell. Oh, my poor belly. I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, I've decided, after much deliberation, I can't even sit down because my belly's digging, my trousers are digging into my belly. Oh, God. Oh! Right, okay, I'm standing back up. Oh, right. This is what I do for you guys, by the way. This is the punishment I put myself through. Right, yes, I've decided after much deliberation that the Lion Inn on Thurne Dyke has to be the clincher between the two. Okay, now that's not to say that the White Horse is a bad place. Far from it. Okay, it's an excellent place. It's a brilliant place, you know. If you manage to get in at Neatishead, okay, stay there and walk along, nip in, okay, I can guarantee you, okay, you're going to have a good meal, you're going to have a good drink, you know, you're going to enjoy the experience, it's going to be fantastic, okay. But the Lion Inn on Thurne Dyke is just warmer, it's more welcoming, you know, and the food is just that little bit extra, you know. Now obviously the Lion Inn's just not long opened, so they're trying to attract business. I can understand that, and if they end up going back to the French fries that you get at the White Horse with your burgers, then that won't take too much away from the Lion Inn. But there's just something about the atmosphere, you know, there's something about the selection of beers and ciders and gins, you know, there's something about the welcoming, the warmth of the place that the White Horse just doesn't have. So this wasn't about whether the White Horse was good or not. We all know the White Horse at Neatishead is good. Fantastic place, you know, and I highly recommend you visit it if you're ever up the River Ant. Definitely visit, definitely get in, definitely enjoy a meal, because it is a brilliant place. But this wasn't about whether it was good or not. This is about what is better, the original or the new. Same owners that have got them, but which one is the better one? And I'd have to say, just on the sheer warmth of the atmosphere, you know, that little extra touch with the chips, you know, the little extra on the beers and the ciders, you know, it's just has to be the Lion. And I'm sorry, it has to be the Lion. Now I'm glad I came up here, and I will visit here again. I will enjoy many more beers, much food. I will enjoy much more food, and my belly will scream at me every single time I come up here. But I have to say, given the choice, and this is what it was all about, given the choice, you know, if I'm at the River Ant mouth on the Bure, if I've just left Horning, I'm coming along, I'm approaching St Bennett's, and I have two choices. I can go left up the River Ant with the intention of Neatishead and White Horse, or keep on going down the Bure, up the Thurne, nipping down the Thurne Dyke to the Lion Inn. Which one would I take? It would be the Lion. I would continue on down the Bure to, and then left up the River Thurne, nip down the Thurne Dyke, moor up there, and go to the Lion. If given the choice, you know, the Lion and just, but it literally is, it just pips out of the post, you know. It's like they've both been running for that post, you know, for the Admiral's recommendation, okay? And they're neck and neck all the way through, you know, and then just at the very last minute on the photo finish, the Lion then goes and just sticks its tongue out across the line first. That's how close it is, you know, just literally a tongue's tip. My tongue's, oh bloody hell, I talk so much shite sometimes. Oh, but yeah, oh man, and I put the heating on. I don't know why I put the heating on, because I'm bloody roasting now. Right, anyway, I'm gonna go there now. I need to go and sort of unfasten my trousers and let my belly all flop out, because it's I've eaten and drank way too much today, way too much this week actually. So yeah, there you have it though, okay? The Admiral's recommendation between the White Horse at Neatishead or the Lions Inn at Thurne Dyke. Both fantastic, both brilliant. You'll love each of them equally, but just for the simple thing of the chips and the slightly warmer, more welcoming atmosphere, it's the Lion, and that's the only reason. Nothing else is wrong with the White Horse, nothing at all. Just that sort of slightly more warmer atmosphere. It's the Lion out of the two of them. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go there now.